Alright, let's bring the music down. And there we go. Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. I think we still got ads going, but that's fine. That's fine. Moon Runes, welcome in. Welcome in. How goes your Monday? Life with Lex, welcome in. Welcome. Hope the time zone / Monday is treating everybody well. Oh, everybody excited about Preptober? To get the writing done. I do have a princess on my lap, if you didn't hear that. So she is present and accounted for. Bum, 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 bum. All right. I know, princess. I know. Doing pretty good. Working on a paper due tomorrow, so sprints will be great. Fantastic. Ah, man, doing the schoolwork. All the good schoolwork. Oof. Hopefully it's an easy time, Life with Lex. Hopefully it's not too rough. Moonrune's slow and boring, but it's my... Oh, it's your last week. That's right. It's your last week of work. So I'm in a constant state of stress. Oh, no. Oh, the princess does not like that either. Or she's just beating me up for the sake of beating me up. Oh, man. I'm sorry it's stressful for you. Moving is the worst. I think it's impossible for moving to just not be stressful. I think in all cases. It's just a mess. Life with Lex, yay for Preptober and new project. Yes, I'm excited. I'm excited to work on this. It's a nice break from doing heavy genre horror, so going to like black dramedy is going to be kind of a fun time. I only have 2 pages left, so I should be able. It should be pretty easy to knock out tonight. Awesome. Good. 2 pages. Yeah, I think we're probably gonna do 4 sprints tonight. We're gonna take it easy for tonight, and then see if we can get back up to 6. My usual 6 sprints tomorrow. And all that, because this week is gonna be all just me writing and trying to get as much progress done. Let's see here. Moon Runes, sending all the good vibes. Yeah, all good vibes, Moon Runes. You've got it. I think what I'm most worried about is the 9.5 drive with Piper. Yeah, I can imagine. Just driving with the cats is always a nightmare. It's terrifying because I always feel like I'm torturing them, or they're like freaking out, and you don't want to do that, but you have to move them. You literally have to get them from one place to another. So it's a mess. Life with Lex, are you feeling better? Yeah, I'm better. I am definitely better than I was last week, and even over the weekend. I just kind of slept over the weekend, and then I had to go work. I had to go work this every Sunday. I have to go work a thing at the football stadium. So, which was rough. Which I did not feel like going to work, but I was able to do it. So. But it's on the mend. It's mostly just I'm still a little tired. Are there kitty sedatives? Is that a thing? Yeah, there's definitely sedatives. There's drugs for cats that need to travel. It's still always just traumatizing. She's going to be hop up on calming treats. Yeah. I'm too high anxiety to sedate her. Yeah. Oh, like full sedation. Yeah. I don't. That doesn't even last that long. I don't think either. Maybe it does. I don't know. I've only ever traveled with cats on like drugs, never sedated. And I've done a few road trips with cats not on drugs, and that is a wild experience. I would not recommend doing that. I one time drove my ex-girlfriend's cat from Phoenix to Colorado, and that's like about, and I did it in a day. It's about a 14-hour drive with her like 8-year-old cat, and we bonded a lot on that journey. But we were it was not a pleasant journey, but we definitely bonded. We definitely like had looked at each other like old war buddies on that trip. Um, Moon runes. I'd be checking if she's breathing every 2 seconds. Yeah, yep. Actually, I had that happen with the princess, where she had to be sedated, and I was terrified she was like gonna die. You know, because they sometimes when they're really, really, tranked out, they don't look too good, or they look like you're not sure if they're alive. Um, she did well on the plane, stressed out but good. So I'm hoping, since I'll be in her line of sight, the hold will be better. Yeah, yeah. Hopefully. I mean, the drug should help. The drug should really help her kind of mellow out, and just at least be chill. Even if she's upset, she'll just kind of settle, hopefully. And you're there and present. And sometimes they just need a reminder that you're there. But, oh, princess. I did a 10-hour drive with a puppy during Christmas, and after that, I'm not sure I could do it again. Oh man, with a puppy, oof, yeah. Unless the like the dog or the cat is like accustomed to like long road trips or road trips. That's traveling with a pet can be like deeply stressful and traumatizing. Mood Rune, she'll probably just plot my demise the entire way. Moonrun, she might absolutely be just staring you down the whole time, being like, just like, I'm gonna wait to one night till after you feed me, and then I'm gonna take you out. She's like, I love this person, but it might be time to take this person out to the pasture. I don't know. This traveling's not working for me. Yeah, oh no, it absolutely has to be after dinner. Life with Lex, it absolutely has to be after dinner. There's no way it's happening before dinner time. They will be fed before they murder you. They've got their priorities. It's they're very they got lists. They got priorities. It's kind of the beings cats are. Oh man. Oh, so are you going to be able to get any, like, writing work done this week, Moonrunes, or are you pretty much just in kind of go mode for the move? Because I think that would be really hard to be able to do anything except for... I get, like, I don't know if it's, like, anxiety, but I hyper fixate on things, and I can't, like, not focus on them sometimes, like, particularly with life stuff. So I was like, I have a hard time being able to do anything creative if I have like any upsetting thing happening in my life, like moving or something that like takes up time and energy. It's hard for me not to just hyper fixate on that. But if you are, I hope you're able to get some creative work done if you are working on stuff this week. This will be yeah, we'll see. I think I'm mostly going to be trying to get the prep work on this script done, so at least I have an outline by the end of the week, or by the end of the month, and then try to write the whole, kind of do what I did with that Western last time, is write the whole script in November. But this week is going to be kind of focused on that, so there'll be a lot of like writing and stuff, so I'll be trying to do a lot of streams this week, because next week work is starting to pick up, so I will be out for about a week and a half. I have to go to New Orleans next Wednesday, and I go from New Orleans, then I'm back here for 2 days working on another thing, and then I go to Vancouver after that. So I'm trying to get as much stuff done before all that hits, because those jobs can sometimes take a lot out of me, and yeah, and I have to, like, I pretty much don't have the luxury of saying no to work at this point, because it has been a bad year. It's been a very bad year, if you couldn't tell. So gotta get the dollars where you can. But but hopefully, I'm hoping this week will be a really good, like, productive, creative week for myself as well as anybody who would like to join in our delightful writing sprints. Moonrings, yeah, probably a little this week. Next week I'll be home and packing and seeing friends and saying goodbye, and then I won't be able to until mostly settled. Yeah, that makes sense, Moonrings. Yeah, yeah. Don't. I have a bad habit of. I'm very bad at like over scheduling myself to exhaustion or hyper fixating on things. So I'll be like, I can get all this done while I'm doing this and while I'm doing this, and then nothing happens, and I lie on the floor staring at a ceiling, wondering why I'm always exhausted. Life with Lex, very cool. NOLA is a very fun time. Yeah, I had a great time in New Orleans last year. I was there in December. Um, Unfortunately, it's always been my like dream to go to New Orleans around my birthday because it always gets very witchy and crazy. But I'll be a little early. It'll be too early next week, so I don't think I'll be able to get to see quite all the crazy Halloween goodness. But someday I'll make it out there for Halloween and get to celebrate with all the witches. It's kind of someday. The problem is that the fall is always like a busy time for me work wise, so I usually am just life with X. Is your birthday actual Halloween? It is. My birthday is the actual day. Is Halloween. Moon Runes. I always wanted to go. Yeah. New Orleans. Last December was the first time I had gotten to go to New Orleans, and I had a blast. Moon Runes. That was my ex's birthday. Yeah. It's. Yep. That's oddly more common. I've known a few people who've shared that birthday too, but it's a good birthday. If you're into the spooky fall time season, it's a good birthday to have. It's a very good birthday to have. It definitely fits me very well. But also is no surprise why I turned into like writing a lot of horror films and being kind of a horror centric weirdo for a long time. It's not a surprise. If you can make it, I highly suggest it. Yeah. Definitely, absolutely go there. Maybe, like, unless you really want to do Mardi Gras and do, like, the crazy town. If that's not your vibe, there's, like, great other festivals that go on in New Orleans that are great to go visit. A Halloween birthday is very cool. Thank you. Yeah, I think so. You're a Christmas Eve baby. How is that? I always feel like that is... Everyone I've known who has a birthday near Christmas hates their birthday. They hate it because it always gets lumped. I think it's, I don't know if it's because they grew up where like all their friends were usually out of town, for like family stuff for like the holidays, or the birthday just gets like lumped in with Christmas, so it's never really like its own thing. I don't know. Maybe your experience is different, but my father has a birthday very close to Christmas, and my dad hates his birthday. Like, he just was like, yeah, I don't care. I hate it. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, bud. Hopefully that was not your experience. All right. Let's see here. Ba, 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 ba. All right, we got a little bit of time and then we can get started on our sprints. There are perks. I never had to work. That's a good point. I never had to go to work or go to school during your birthday, which has been pretty nice. That is actually, I did not think about that. Yeah, that's a good point. You're always off for your birthday. Yeah. Because lots of times, it's like same thing's happening this year where Halloween usually gets celebrated the weekend before or after. You gotta kind of wait for it to revolve until it gets to a weekend day. Yeah, so you can always just go completely like gloves off on your birthday. I mean, I usually went gloves off on my birthday anyway and just suffered the next day if it had to be like when I was in school or at work. I just kind of, I mean, I didn't party hard when I was in high school, but like in college, I definitely did. And just sort of like either went to work or school the next day. The problem is like for whatever reason, all the corporate work I do, and then even like with this like doctor stuff I go do, where I go film at these conventions. For whatever reason, it's always October when all the work starts coming in. So it's always like my birthday's always being bounced between a bunch of work for whatever reason. I think it's like tax budget reasons why they do that. Also, your Halloween is your sister's wedding anniversary, Moon Runes. Oh, that's funny. My one of my best friends, one of my good friends out here, him and his wife, they got married on Halloween as well, and they always have like a wedding anniversary Halloween party, which is usually what I go to. For even though it's my birthday, I'll usually go to their party. We got to dress up in our costumes at our reception. That was fun. That's awesome. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I have a blast with it. I haven't gotten to do a lot of dress up the last few years just because money's a thing, but boy, I love cosplaying / dressing up on Halloween for birthday stuff. It's one of the delights of the whole thing. I usually pick a day during the same week and have that be my day. Got it. And then the actual day is spent around family and lots of presents. Yeah, I imagine it's just an overflow of presents. Oh, you got to dress up in your costumes at the reception. Yeah, that's great. It's 48 hours and nonstop gifts and then crickets the rest of the year. Oh, no. It's just, yeah, you just get them all out. You do what I do with the ads on Twitch, where I try to bundle them all up in one singular lump. and then I don't have to deal with it, yeah. It's just, I don't know if that's better or worse. Yeah, that would be a fantastic... Yeah, a Halloween-themed wedding. See, the problem is my friend got married during COVID. He got married the second year of COVID, so there was no, like... They just did it privately. And then had last year's Halloween party. It was, like, the big sort of quote-unquote wedding celebration. So we didn't get to do the total dress-up for Halloween reception type thing. It was very, like, Haunted Mansion-themed from, like, Disneyland. That's kind of the vibe they were going for. But it was a good time. Yeah. Halloween weddings, Halloween birthdays are pretty solid. Pretty solid. I would definitely recommend... I would definitely be in support of recommending anybody have a Halloween wedding, because that's a good time. That's a good celebration. Good. Definitely a good, like, layer to put on top your own, like, sort of wedding celebration. You can make it a big old thing. I'd totally have a wedding theme or a Halloween themed wedding if I could. Black dress and all. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, why would you not? Yeah. And if it's a thing you're going to have to celebrate, like, or like, kind of hats off to for the rest of your life, or, for the rest of the marriage or whatever, might as well make it a party, make it a thing. Halloween's a smart way to go. Yep. And it would be amazing. Oh, yeah. I'm glad we're all on the same page, I think, about just essentially any major life thing. Let's just theme it after Halloween. You'll never forget your anniversary. That is true. It literally is impossible to forget at that point. Which is a benefit if you are a lunatic or bad with dates. So it's good. That could do you some favors. Yeah, you'll know. Hey, to the Liz, welcome in. Welcome. Feeling better, I hope. Yes, much better. I'm still tired, but I'm not dead. I'm not dead. I'm still tired, still a little gruff, but other than that, I'm doing all right. We're talking about Halloween themed weddings and all that, so it's been pretty much universally decided that if you're gonna have to have a celebration every year, you might as well just make it Halloween themed, if that's your thing. Smart life planning. Mainly because apparently a lot of us have friends that got married on Halloween, so I think smart move. All right. Where are we at here? All right, yeah, we're like 22 minutes in, so I figure we can probably get started on our sprints for the evening. But how are you? Before we get started, to the Liz, how is the time zone? Hopefully, I don't know if you're doing Preptober, but hopefully that is going well. I am I'm going to be doing it this week, this week and next week, or the week after. Can't complain. About to sling my resume. Yes, good. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Definitely get some options open. But that's a way to go. I'm supposed to be doing my 10-week challenge, but I'm very behind. Yeah, I'm a mess. I was supposed to have I actually wanted to have my third draft of that horror film that I decided to move back off stream. I was supposed to have that out to readers this week, because I really, really need to get that script out. And I've just, particularly after last week and just getting waylaid by that thing, I am so behind. I'm so behind, but I got to get started on this. So it's going to be a lot of writing this week. I'm going to be cramming a lot in. So I feel ya. Maya Arch, yo, how you doing, Maya? Welcome in. I heard you were feeling sick and not the skateboard kind. Yes, that's true. I was not doing so well last week, but I am better. I'm still tired, but I am much better. Much better, and glad to be back, and honestly just glad to try to get back into writing and get these projects going, because good things. To be fair, you all got a lot going on. That's true. Very true. Yeah. I know you've got a lot going on too, Liz. You've got a ton. So. Don't we all? This is just like, why is it in the fall? I feel like the fall, I mean, my life always gets crazy in the fall, but I feel like that's just when everything hits. It's just, man. Like, season starts changing, you get sick, and then also for whatever, and then I was talking about earlier, the work. My work always gets crazy in October, even on a year like this year, which has just been awful, just no work whatsoever. So at least it's work and you're getting money, but it's like, oh, I'm going to be gone for a week and a half this month now. Okay. I will schedule that into all the other stuff I had planned. Maya, how are you feeling about the strike? I'm feeling, about the, SAG, I'm feeling hopeful. I haven't heard anything about, I know they were meeting today. I haven't been back out to the line. But I'll probably go back out later this week. But in terms of what the writers got, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, we definitely, the raise on the minimums hurt, but we knew that was going to hurt. We definitely took but with inflation and everything, we technically are taking a pay cut, with I think it was 5%, 4%, and 3.5% in the third year. But the big things that we got were all systemic structural changes, which are good. That's what we needed. So, I think I am very, very happy about it. In terms of screenwriting, the world I live in, we didn't get everything that I had wanted. Like weekly pay, which would have been nice. But at least now, it's guaranteed that you're going to get paid 75% of your fee. Which, and guaranteed that you will get that within, I believe, 90 days. Which was not always the case. You oftentimes would be writing a script and then the producers would want you to rewrite it for 3 years and you would only ever get paid for the 25% to 50% of your fee up front. And then they can just delay payment to you. So that's good. So that's a big win for screenwriters. And the guaranteed second look is the big thing too. It pretty much guarantees anytime they have to pay you for a rewrite, at least one rewrite. So that is a huge, huge thing. So I'm not going to complain too much. It's big wins. Foundationally changing wins. So I'm feeling good about it. I may sound like a little grumpy about it, but that's because I think we should have gotten everything. But that's just me. But in terms of what we got, it's pretty revolutionary. Foundationally different and broad. And I hope that helps SAG too. That SAG gets a relatively revolutionary deal because we kind of laid the groundwork for getting a curated deal that actually deals with the systemic issues. It's not just, okay, here's your pay raise, here's this, here's that, and blah, you're done. that it actually like, nope, we're reclassifying how these writers are treated. You can't do this anymore. Like, really pushing back. So those are the big wins. The win they kind of set up, and they also set up the next contract negotiations really well, which is good for us. It's a lot to build off of. Um, Maya, they call it fall because the floor falls out from under you, so it sounds about right that things get crazy. Yeah, exactly. That's very true, Maya. That is you hit the true for sure. Uh Life with Lex, that's bogus. Glad that was fixed. Yeah. Yeah. Still doesn't guarantee you're going to get 100% of your fee, but at least guarantees that they can't they can, because man, they could stretch they could just stretch you so long, and it ruins it because essentially screenwriters have to be working on, like, usually it, I can't pay my rent based on what I get paid for writing and filmmaking. So the people who do pay their rent usually are screenwriters, usually are working on 3 or 4 different films at the same time, just to be able to, like, cover their expenses, because that stuff keeps happening where they're going to be doing rewrites essentially for free for like 6 to 8 months, and they just won't pay you. So that actually guarantees that they can focus on it. They have some kind of security, while they're working on it. So, all right. Well, I have babbled on long enough, so I feel like it is time to get to our sprints. Just coming to check up on you because oh, thank you so much, Maya. It's so nice of you. Thank you for checking up on me. Yes. Well, whatever you are up to, Maya, I hope it goes wonderfully, and you have a delightful night. And we will hopefully see you. I'll be streaming quite a bit this week, so it's gonna be a heavy writing week. Um, I'm done with chapter 5, finishing the plot or pilot arc. Gotta edit what I have, and then I can move on to the adventure. Perfect. That sounds great. That sounds great. Making good progress. Oh, SAG put out a statement. Negotiations are done for the day and resuming Wednesday. Okay, yeah, yeah. I'm sure it'll take. They're probably going to be pretty tight-lipped about it, the way that the WGA was. But we'll see. We'll see if. I know they are sitting with the CEOs, so in theory they should get movement. And maybe, I mean, fingers crossed. The best case scenario is what happens with the writers happens with SAG, where like 4 days later a deal is done. Man, that would be fantastic. that would be, that would be so nice. It's because I can tell you right now, working on the bottom end of the film world is we are gonna feel this strike and the repercussions of this strike for at least a year, if not more. So the sooner it gets over with, the faster we can get into like everything kind of restructuring, and because you're going to see like everything's going to constrict a little bit, or maybe a lot, depending, and kind of like let the new sort of systems get into place, and then you're going to see things kind of start opening up. So hopefully, we can get that process going faster. That's the thing. That's the hope. The hope, and then the rebound. Like, hopefully it rebounds stronger and better after next year. So, alrighty. All right. Let's go ahead and switch the music over and get to our writing sprints. Ah! No way. Bam. All right. I'll do. Oop. There we go. Make sure that's not too loud. All right, everybody. I think we are going to go ahead and get rolling. For those of you writing along, I hope it is a fan. Oh, hey, Ghostly. Ayo, welcome in. We're just about to get started on our sprint. Our first sprint of the night. So, yeah, if you're writing along, feel free to join. If not, just chill, drink tea, and I hope it is a absolutely delightful time, and we'll see you on the other side. Oh, he's fashionably late. Yeah, I feel ya. All right, happy writing, everybody. Where are you? Boom. All right, and away we go. Happy writing. Oh, whoa. Worthy Advisor just raided. Welcome, welcome in, Raiders. All right. Let me give a shout out to Worthy Advisor. How goes it? How was the stream? Stream is going well. We just got started on our first sprint of the night. So starting a new project, new screenplay for Preptober. Uh, but yeah, I'm just back at it, getting over a cold slash flu or some terrible thing, whatever it was. It knocked me out last week, so it's good. Feels good to be back at it, back at trying to get the words done. Mine was pretty good. Starting a new schedule today, very cool. But I actually got some writing done. Woot, yes, that's always a success when you actually get writing done. That is well done, well done, and hopefully the words continue to flow. But yeah, and everybody, if you haven't already, definitely check out Where the Advisor. They're great, and yeah, I hope so too. Indeed, yep, yep. We were just talking about how the words are tough sometimes, but that's the process. That's always the process. All right. Perfect. Happy flower, exactly. I love that. That is adorable. Ooh. All right. All right. Well, we're going to hop back into the stream, but feel free, if you'd like, to keep on going in chat. And yeah, we'll see you on the break. That snuck up on me. All right. And that is our first sprint of the night. Feel like I got in a groove at the end of that. That was a little faster than I was expecting. I was expecting it to kind of linger and struggle away, but not too bad. Hopefully it went well for everybody out there. And then you got at least a little bit done. Anything is progress, really. The worst thing you can do is put metrics on things, or I try not to, at least, because it just makes me depressed. But it's kind of like the difficulty of learning to respect your own process, and how that might differ from be different from other people. It's the comparison mistake. I used to have that all the time with directors, because so many directors you hear about are like, kind of wonderkins, like 28 years old making their first film, and you're like, I feel like a total failure. It's like, you're not. Let's see, Life with Lex, 4 out of 5 pages written. Congrats, well done. That is huge. Nice. One more to go. You got this, Life with Lex. You are making it through. Though I'm wordy as hell, so I assume it'll be over the 5-page mark. Edit it later. Be free. Let the words be free. Just enjoy. I feel like, if you're a wordy person, particularly as you write, I feel like the best skill to have is not restrict yourself from being a wordy person, but to just become a better editor and let the words flow. Because I feel like if you're trying to edit as you're writing too much, it can, it kind of it cuts you off from kind of, I think, where it is, kind of where your inspiration's coming from. All right. Well, we are going to have ads hit here shortly. So if you do get hit by those ads, feel free to go get some tea, take a step away, dodge the ads. do not succumb to the ads. Let's see here. Gotta catch up on comparison is such a thief. Yeah, that's very right, Liz. Yeah, it's the worst thing you can do as an artist is compare yourself. Particularly now in mid-30s, you're just like, oh god, this is terrible. I'm never gonna make it. I'm an old man already, or I'm just too old, and it's like that's not true. And sometimes I still always go back to Ridley Scott, man. Made his first movie at 40. It's fine. It's fine. Never compare yourself. There's always exceptions, and oftentimes the exceptions, what you think are the exceptions, are actually closer to the rule. Let's see. I feel you. I'm the same. Yep. Blay words. Oh no, Ghostly, you're still struggling. You'll get there, Ghostly. Sometimes you gotta take the bad with the good. Some days you're on fire and rolling, and some days it's a struggle. It's just the nature of it. Be free, words. Be free. Agreed, embrace the verbosity. Yeah. Just go for it, man. Moonrunes, getting my synopsis under 1K was super. I know, Moonrunes. I remember last week at the beginning of the week you struggling with that. It's a hard thing to do. It can be a really good skill to learn, I don't think it's always a good skill for telling a better story. It can be. I think it can help you, but I think in most cases it's just a skill to pitch a project. That's it. It's just a skill to pitch it. Let's see. Yes, I appreciate the support. Did you get it finished? If so, congrats. I did it. It's posted in the Discord? Oh no, oh my god, did I get sick and completely miss that? If you did post that in the Discord, Moodrunes, I'm terribly sorry. I will read that. I will read that this week. I am terrible. Oh, that shows you how out of it I was. I completely did not even know if people posted it in the Discord. Maybe I was delirious. It might have just fever. Saw that, been like, yay, Moon Runes, and then back to hallucinating. psychedelic elephants. Um, yeah, not true at all, but definitely understand the intrusive thought. Yep, yep. It comes. Ghostly, I've been doing this for yeah, you've been doing this for a long time, Ghostly. 1,050 something days. I want to sleep in my coffin of thesauruses. um, oh yeah, I know you are. I don't know. That day count is crazy, Ghostly. But yeah, you. I mean, if it is okay to take a break, you definitely, even if you write every day, don't feel like it has to be the most productive writing session of all time. You are doing so much by just being that consistent with writing. It is godly impressive. So Moonrunes is all good. Just keep in mind it still needs some more editing. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. Everything needs more editing. So so I'm sure of it, but I will check it out. All right. Okay. For those of you about to get hit by ads, run away, and we'll see you when I come back. Let's see. Oh no, I gave up on productivity 2 years ago. Yeah, I feel that. I don't know. It's hard. I don't know. It's hard. I'm trying not to get buried by the sort of urgency, but urgency definitely becomes a thing. I feel like as I've gotten older. As I've gotten older, the sort of like, oh, you need to move. Like stuff needs to go. Is difficult to fight. You know. You kind of like start seeing that you're not getting as much done as you want, and that's not, it's not like your fault. It's sometimes just the world, what happens to you, things outside of your control. But you definitely sometimes can. I've been having to fight that. That's been like the big struggle creatively, is just feeling like you need to go, 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 get it done, move. Um, and you don't. Sometimes that can be a false dilemma, but time does seem to move differently. It does feel like time moves fast now. Um, Life Elect, that's my goal for Nano this year. No word count, but just aiming to work on the story for at least 30 minutes a day. That's yeah. I wonder if that's like a healthier goal than just word count alone. I know it's like because it's an easy metric to hit word counts, and it's like a kind of very visual. Um, it's kind of a very visual sort of setup to be able to check your progress, but sometimes you don't get any words done, but just sitting there for 30 minutes to an hour and just dreaming or being dreamy is writing. That's part of the process of writing, and that's equally as productive as the actual like words on a page. It can't only be that, but it is just sometimes you just need the time. It's just the time to do it, and that's what you should schedule. Just promise yourself the time that you've allowed yourself to write versus like just hitting a word count minimum. Um, Ghostly, I'm mostly frustrated with my inability to finish anything. That's a struggle too. I have 1.5 chapters of pretension left. Okay, yeah, you're getting close to the end, and here I am working on a side project from last year. I think, yeah, it's hard. Finishing things is hard. It's a difficult thing. You need to learn to finish things. Finishing things is the most important thing you can do creatively, because and just not even creatively, just in general. Um, I remember like I used to know a lot of people. That's what they had in their garage, was always a million projects, but none of them ever got done. And I always felt like that was either like a coping thing, like it was just like that's how they dealt with, because it was hobbies. It's not like what they did for work, but they would always have a ton of projects in their garage, and none of them would ever be done. It was always just these like 15-year long projects that they would work on. Um, and sometimes I think that can actually be crippling. So it's hard. Like you have to finish things. That is the thing that you do need to do. Um, and so it's just the thing you have to focus on finishing, even if it's not what you want it to be in the end. Lord knows I know that. After the film I made in 2019, that is not what I wanted it to be. But I finished it. I finished it, what, a month ago? Month and a half ago? And sometimes you just got to get it done and move on. That's the hardest thing I think sometimes to do, and also the most important thing to do. Um, like, don't get me wrong, that 50K feels real nice to hit, but for the creative process, it's not the healthiest goal. That's kind of where I think I'm at with it. I feel like it is it's a good thing to have, but it's also not the best. And I definitely know for me, I think it became much more important for me that I just needed to have the time to do it, because that's all I did as a kid. Like when I felt like I was at my most creatively productive, it wasn't really I was hitting word counts. I just had the time. I had allocated the time, and the time was what was the important part, not necessarily the sort of the getting it done or the productive element of that came just from having the time. It's a great thing what Neil Gaiman actually talks about, where he just goes into a room and he's like, I have to be here for 4 hours, even if I don't write a thing, but I'm gonna be really bored if I don't write, but I'm gonna be there for 4 hours, and that's what he does. He just sits there, and then eventually the writing starts. Ghostly. I lack all motivation. I feel as though when I get close to being done with something, I get bored with it. Yep, that's part of it. There are no more surprises left in the writing process, so I have a hard time being interested in what I'm doing. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's yeah, I think it kind of that those struggles like that oftentimes like require a certain level of like introspection and sort of revisiting your motivations for why you're doing what you're doing and what excites you about it, and then really trying to grapple with that, and then figuring out what to write and how to write that plays to that strength. So if it is the sort of discovery, you're not discovering anything anymore, so you become bored with it. It's like, okay, well, how now do you allow the, how do you allow there to be discovery in finishing it? Like how does it's kind of it kind of it's a struggle, but that's really what you have to do. You have to kind of like re-examine what you're even doing as like a writer or as like an artist, um, and try to lean into that, lean into whatever is going to help you finish the thing. Um, but that's true. That's why it's historically hard for people to finish things, because it usually it's very easy to move on. It's very easy to move on from it. But sometimes I try to treat it like it's like a book, like one of my favorite movies or one of my favorite books, where there's actually always more to discover, even though I think I know everything about it, and that includes even me, and the things I create. But it could be, it's different for everybody. I'm a whim writer. I go by mood, so I stay in the bubble of melancholy. Oh well. Oh, ghostly. Eh. Yeah, yeah. I have. I'm sure you'll get there. You will get there eventually, and that's not a bad thing to go off of. Moods are some of the best writing out there. Is mood writing. It's just figuring it out, figuring the process out, and that takes time. And you've got plenty of time to figure that out. All right, looks like our break time is up, so it is time to dive into another sprint, everybody. All right, let's go ahead and get the timer going, and we will see you all on the other side. Happy writing, and away we go. Boom. Alrighty, there we are. That is what, second sprint, I think. Our second sprint is down. Let's go ahead and start the break timer. Oh. Luckily, at least in terms of just spitballing ideas on this, I'm finding the ideas are definitely clicking into place, so that's good. Maybe that's what happens when you just don't get a chance to work on anything for like a week. Kind of gets pent up in the back of your head. So I feel like I'm definitely having an easier time getting back into it. Well, hopefully that sprint was a good sprint for everybody out there. Glad the ideas are flowing. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like he took post sickness clarity. Maybe it just like it's like a weird like Zen thing. It just I don't know if anyone's seen the Phantom Thread, but it's kind of like that where like he just it becomes. I mean, that's more of like it's a weird fetish thing between them as a couple. Like, but he's just got to get sick to apparently like live his best life. But yeah, maybe something like that. Ugh. All right. Well, it looks like ads are gonna hit. So if you get hit by those ads, go get some coffee, tea. Dodge them advertisements. Ugh. Yeah. That is a wild movie. I'm a big like Paul Thomas Anderson fan. That one took me by surprise. I remember when I first saw it, I was sitting there just like, what? There's something weird about this movie, and I don't get it. I don't know what he's doing in this movie, and then of course it all makes sense, at the end. It's definitely a movie that is worth a rewatch if you ever do, because the context of the ending makes the rest of that movie a trip. So watching it again, it's not even just like, oh, this all makes sense now. It's like it's one of those movies that does a good job making it like the ending informs the rest of the movie in a way that revisiting it makes it more impactful, instead of just like, oh, okay, this makes sense now. Like thematically makes the film work better. What was the movie again? It's called The Phantom Thread. I don't know if it was the last movie it's one of the last movies Daniel Day-Lewis did before he retired, because he always does movies with Paul Thomas Anderson. Like, if anyone could get Daniel Day-Lewis to come out of retirement or act again, it's absolutely it's Paul Thomas Anderson. All right, for some reason the ads are broken up now, where it has me break up. It's breaking them up into 30 minutes, so I don't want them to hit on the next sprint. So I might run another set of ads, because it's not letting me snooze them. Jump scare moment. I forgot Kim Kardashian was in the new American. Oh, what? Oh, that's right. Because that is kind of American Horror Stories thing, is to have like a big celebrity, quote unquote celebrity member in each season. I still, as trashy as I think that show is, and I'm not a fan of American Horror Story, I do have fond memories of the Lady Gaga season with the crazy hotel, the H.H. Holmes sort of thing that they were doing. It was like H.H. Holmes meets vampires. It was so insane. It was just the most insane thing ever. So, anyway. Oh yeah, add that to the list. It's a good movie. It's definitely worth the watch. Life with Lex. It's a great film. Either that and season 1 were my favorites. Yeah, season one was pretty good. I remember season 1 being all right. Moonrunes, I just realized that your outline is called the not outline, and I love it. Yeah, yes. That's because I always end up having 9 different outlines, so I just call it the not outline. I also have what is my okay, I'll try to bring the music down a little bit. I also have a thing called a not essay about LA that is going to be an essay about LA, but that's just what I got. Babacus, welcome in, welcome in. Preptober. Yep, we're doing the Preptober. Um, I feel like season 1 is also my favorite. I mean, that was when it was its most clear-eyed what it was trying to do. Um, but there was like, I don't think American Horror Story has ever been good. Like, it's just, but it's like it's good. It's trashy good. It's like good in a, some of it's too much, and I can't handle it. I'm not a fan of it. But there was just something about that Lady Gaga season that was just bonkers enough to actually have me buying into it. I don't know. I think it was campy enough, just off the wall wacky, that like all the nonsense that would usually make me just not like a thing made it like more endearing to me. I don't know. Um Baba Kish, I finished my scene list recently. Oh, awesome. Well done. Well done. But I started prepping 2 scenes 2 weeks ago. So yeah, you're ahead of the game. You're all the way there. Asylum was good. Asylum, that's like the Madhouse one. I'm trying to remember how much of that one I watched. I can't remember. They all blur together to me. I don't think I saw a lot of that one. Um, I'm pretty far behind in watching American Horror Story. The last one I watched was the Apocalypse one. Yeah, the only season I've ever, the only 2 seasons of that show I ever completed were the Lady Gaga season, the first season. The ones that I watched from beginning to end. Um, that season had a great cast. It really did. The Lady Gaga season. That season, was it the Lady Gaga season that you're referring to, or the Asylum season? Because I remember the Lady Gaga season having a like banger cast. They were great. Yeah, Lady Gaga. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That one. I can't remember who is the guy who they get to play the HG. I always remember him as the dude from American Beauty. He's just, I always know him as that guy, the videotape trash bag guy. Um, but he does a pretty good job in that too. There's a good cast in that. Fantastic cast. Um, I enjoyed the community aspect that American Horror Story at the beginning of the series, kind of like how Game of Thrones had the world in a chokehold each season. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, because it builds and defines its own world. Okay, gotcha. Asylum was the second season. Yeah, so I missed that one. I did not watch that one. Lady Gaga, people love it or hate it. The Asylum season was divisive. Got it. Is that it? Is it Chris Cooper? Is that his name? What is his name? Let's see here. I mean, Chris Cooper is his dad. It's the son. Wes Bentley. Yeah, it's Wes Bentley. Yeah, Chris Cooper plays his dad. Um, um, but yeah, Wes, and I also remember Wes Bentley because he's the bad guy in the really bad Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider movie, like the really bad Ghost Rider movie. But he plays the bad guy in that. He's a terrible bad guy in that movie. But he's not a bad actor. If you get him in the right thing, he's not a bad actor. Let's see here. What's the special sauce to the story you're outlining? By the way, the special sauce. Um, this is just me writing down a general plot arc here. Because this is kind of a vibe hangout movie. It's my LA movie. Oh, princess! The princess is here and shouting at everyone. So she's saying hello to the world. Um, I don't think I start writing an outline until I have something I think is new. Gotcha. Okay, yeah, no, I'm not doing it that way. So it's because I'm not even outlining yet. This is just me coming up with an arc of like a through line that I'm gonna go. I don't. Is there special sauce in this yet? I don't know. It's really just a hangout movie that's like a dark comet, like a dramedy, dark dramedy about cleaning ponds and fish tanks in LA. So it's really kind of like a LA hangout movie, LA movie, quote unquote. So like in the spirit of Licorice Pizza or California Split or Shortcuts, like, you know, very like 70s Altman-esque just character study movie about people going nowhere, essentially going nowhere, doing nothing under the guise of going somewhere and doing something. um, kind of what it's like to be a laborer hustling in LA, cleaning, uh, essentially being on the fringe between the very, very wealthy while also being just like a day laborer and kind of being like a koi in a koi pond where you just kind of swim around. There's the illusion of movement and progress, but really the whole thing is just a circle. That's like, and that's not really a special sauce, but that's like the vibe of it. The vibe of the movie. I guess it would be going nowhere, doing nothing under the guise of going somewhere and doing something. Let's see here. Life with Lex. I enjoyed Asylum, but that also comes from a person with a psychology degree who had to do a lot of reading about it. Okay, yeah. So you have a whole level of interest there that is not that is like. See, that's interesting. See, that's fine though. I have shows like that. It's actually why I like The Good Place so much. Is I'm not even a huge TV person, but as a philosophy major, because I did nothing but philosophy in school, so The Good Place was like everything in that show was up my alley. Um, because I just academically was interested in kind of the themes and the things it was, and I think it handled a lot of the philosophical concepts and ethics. Um, the questions around ethics it handled pretty well, or even just what is an ethic and a morality and where does that come from and that sort of thing. Are these things innate or discovered or essential, non-essential characteristics, that kind of thing. Good Place is one of my favorites. Yeah, I'm a big fan. All right, well, because the ad break thing on Twitch is getting funky and being weird, we're going to run one more set of ads before we start the next sprint, so everybody is not attacked by ads during the sprint. So feel free to step away, make some coffee, dodge the ads. All right, we'll run that, and then we'll start the sprint after that. I got to figure out why it's doing that. I will say the weird like way that Twitch sets up its ad algorithm does not work very well with writing sprints. I can understand it with like video games and just like continuous streams where you just get hit by random ads, but the ads, the way that it wants you to structure ads makes me crazy when it comes to writing sprints. And nothing is worse than getting hit with an ad in the middle of a writing sprint. So I do try to avoid it as much as humanly possible. Man, I remember I was in college when I heard this song for the first time. It's just heard of Spangle. The weirdest bands. The weirdest bands ever. What is happening? Oh, interesting. Okay. Hello, princess. I know you're back. Oh, yeah. I need to... Oh, yeah, that's right. There's that new... Let's see. I do want to see No One Will Save You. Yeah, I gotta add my horror things there. So, new horror movies. Yep, Princess is here, and Princess is here to shout and let us all know that she is displeased with something. I don't know what, but she's upset about something. Oh, no, she's sitting down now. All right, looks like we're back from the ad, so let's go ahead and get started on our next sprint. Yep, cool cat. Yep, addressing her loyal subjects. Exactly, that's really what she's doing. She knows that she has her royal domain extends outward into the digital world, and she is just merely enforcing that authority on everybody. Alrighty, everybody. All right, we're gonna go ahead and dive back into our sprints, and we'll see you on the other side. Happy writing, and hopefully the words find you well. All right. See you on the other side, everybody. And away we go. Alrighty, there we go, everybody. That is our third sprint down. Third sprint of the night complete. Let's go ahead and start the break timer. Check the ad situation here. All right, yeah, I think I can run ads and then give us a clean post, a clean final sprint, so we don't get hit with ads. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and run ads. I'm actually gonna use that to step away for a moment, but I will be right back. Feel free to go make some tea, relax, take a breath, step away, stand up and stretch, and yeah, we will see you when we get back, and I'll be right back. Ba-bam. Ads we go. Wow, there we go. All right. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, the ad's done. Oh, sweet. Maybe these aren't the worst things in the world. Life with Lex officially reached page 5, and I'm on the last section. Awesome. Well done. See, you did it. You made it. You made it. Now the editing will have to start after, but and you're on the last section. So, is that like half a page worth? So hopefully you'll be able. I feel like that GIF of the cat who just manically types away at their laptop to reach a deadline. Yeah. Okay, that's the world you're living in right now. Yeah, I definitely, I've definitely remember having some essays in school like that where I was like literally down to the wire. Right, I think some of them I would be like writing an hour before I had to, like I was still finishing them up an hour before I had to drop them off. It's just like you're just like just going. I'm hoping I can get to the conclusion done in 2 or 3 paragraphs. Okay, yeah, right. I mean, 2 or 3 paragraphs should be enough for a conclusion, depending on how many things you're having to conclude. But I feel like that should be doable. It's not due. Okay, it's not due till tomorrow night, but I know I'm gonna be beat after work tomorrow and actually write anything with some of this. Yeah, smart. Yes. I feel like those are like the age, like the skills that are learned in time and age to like really be like, okay, I've got to get this done now because I already see what I have coming up in front of me, and I'm not gonna have any energy to handle that. So, uh, so that's what time management is that what we would call that? Something I'm still not very good at, but time management skills. To just be like, I know I'm going to be absolutely destroyed by what work is going to put me through tomorrow, so I'm going to get this done tonight. Exactly. It's either now or my lunch break, right? And you're like, and I really don't want to have to do this on my lunch break. Yep. Lunch break is reserved for just being able to sit there and slowly ingest food while staring off into space wishing you could be doing anything else aside from being at work. It's like that one moment. At least that's how lunch breaks were for me. When I'd have a job like that where I'm just like, I don't want to have to deal with any of this right now. It's like a moment of peace, like a decompression chamber. All right. Ba, ba, ba. Yes, I need that hour of disassociation to be able to deal with the rest of the day. Yep, exactly. Yep. I, that's. I'm pretty sure that's how I spent pretty much every lunch break at every job I had, which was just an excuse to essentially tone out the world, play music, and just not have to talk or be around anyone and just zone out. Yeah. The jobs that society has deemed that we must do. I also worked a lot of service. Well, I wasn't. Yeah, I mean they were kind of service jobs. Yeah, which I just made me want to die inside. Something. Nothing is worse than service jobs, man. I don't know. That's just soul sucking. Um, Thankfully, I work from home. Okay, that's good. So some days are nap days. That's a blast. That's good. But can't do that if I have a paper due. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. There's no nap time to be had when papers are due. Um, yeah, the work, the work school balance has always been a difficult one for me to like navigate. I mean, I worked most of my way through college, but um, I always found it very difficult to juggle those two things. Um, I was always envious of people who would like were TAs because I felt like if you were teaching and studying at the same time, it feels like the work overlapped with the study in a way. Maybe not always, but it mostly did. Um, but yeah, I mean, I had like just the loser jobs, like just the not like TAs or like a fancy job. It was like working overnight at a cafe, washing dishes and stuff, or like doing coffee or something like that. Service jobs are kind of the worst. Hopefully, those are mostly in the past. Yeah, I yeah. When when it looked like a lot of like the corporate work that I do was like gone, and the strike had hit, and some of the like pharmaceutical stuff I work in, like that industry that I do some work in, like none there was no work coming in, and so I was starting to like panic, like big time panic. Um, I was like, I really don't want to have to go back into service work. I remember I actually applied at Target just to try to work in their warehouse because I was like, I can run boxes, I'll do that. And they were like, we actually like they had like a job offering for like a warehouse person, and that they immediately were like, we think you'd be better in our service industry, and I'm like, I'm not doing it. I refuse to do it. Yeah, I do work. I work in higher education, so sometimes it overlaps, but it's not. Oh, gotcha. So, but it's not your program. Yeah. See, then you don't get the benefit of that. Then is it just like admin? I can't even imagine the emotional and physical toll the strike took. I'm glad a compromise was reached. And you guys got some of what you needed. Yeah, yeah, me too. Yeah, it was rough. It was rough. I saw even like people. Yeah, yeah, I saw a lot of people, and they're still stressed out. Just because the strike's over now doesn't guarantee the people that were on shows that were already working. Um, most of them are back to work, but people that got laid off, like a few of my friends, one of their wives got laid off because she worked at Nickelodeon, just as like a nothing was being made, and they won't know if they have a job again until after SAG comes back because it's all SAG production needs to start again. So it's a lot. It's been a year. It's been a year. Definitely been a year. Yeah, I work with accreditation. Got it. Yep. Admin stuff. I can see how sometimes that can be an absolute nightmare, and sometimes that can be pretty mellow. So, all right, everyone. I think it is time for us to dive into the final sprint of the night. So hopefully, it is a productive one, and yeah, all the words flow freely. Happy writing, everybody. We'll catch you on the other side. Boom. Oh man, that really sucks. Fingers crossed everyone gets back on their feet soon as much as they can. Yep. And we're already facing the industry is going to contract. It was before the strikes were a thing, so it's gonna be. That's why I'm like it's gonna be a rough year next year. Next year you're gonna see a lot of things kind of figuring their way out. So it's gonna be tight. All right, happy writing, everybody. We'll see you on the other side. Jeez. Alrighty, everybody. And I think that is the last sprint of the night. Hopefully it was productive for everybody out there. Yeah. I think I am going to go and pass out. But we'll be back tomorrow with more sprints and writing to be done. But yeah, Oizel, yes, get some rest. You too. I know you're going through it, trying to wrap everything up, but hopefully you get some decent rest as well. Oh, and Princess is here to say goodbye. All right, I think that is going to be it for me, everybody. Just going to sign off, but I love you all. Take care of yourselves, and we will see y'all